What's up, party people? Happy Thursday. Little Friday, Friday Eve, whatever pisses Matt off. Which one is it? Is it Friday Eve?
Yeah, he doesn't like that.
Okay.
Friday Eve.
Little Friday. Little Friday. That's what I call it. Little Friday.
Little Friday.
Little Friday, kids. Little Friday. So much stuff to get to today. First, where was the gambling operation? What was that?
This 404 Bar and Grill in South Nashville. So police say they've responded to more than 120 calls in the past 5 years for crimes including assaults and shootings. And so by court order today, it was deemed a public nuisance, and it was padlocked, and officers were seen coming in and out with a TV screen and then gambling machines and body armor.
Wow. They could bring that TV over here.
Yeah,
We've got a little issue. I don't know if you guys are aware of that. If you guys are watching us on the old YouTube or Rumble or whatever, Twitch, Twitter, whatever, MySpace, Friendster.
Friendster.
Yeah, remember Friendster?
I do not.
Oh, Friendster was like the precursor to a lot of those things. If you're on, remember chat boards?
Was that before MySpace?
Yeah, I think it was right just before MySpace.
Wow.
Yeah, and then maybe you can go on, and you could chat. Yeah, it's Friendster, yeah. Yeah, come on, guys. Everybody needs friends. Wow, that's awesome. Look, they got him, huh?
Wow, this bar, I mean, it's got photos. Everybody looks to be happy and having a great time.
Well, you're always fine until you lose your money. Is that what was going on?
I don't know.
Well, and government doesn't like people going off and gambling like that because it's competition for the taxes they want you to pay.
Yeah, no doubt.
By buying lottery tickets.
No doubt.
Well,
And just in case, especially here, if we tried to do some real, do gambling, Vegas would spend we should almost do that. Pretend like we're going to get something on the ballot. So they would spend billions of dollars to stop it because Vegas is already having trouble. But if what's the joke? It's Nash Vegas.
Nash Vegas.
Could you imagine the money they would spend to try to stop legalized gambling from happening here?
Yes.
I'm serious, like books, like going to
you can do online gambling.
Yeah, but I'm talking about a real casino.
Oh, you're talking about in person.
In person, not like a Native American casino. I'm talking about a casino.
Gotcha.
You can legally bet on the Titans, but God forbid you drop a quarter in a slot machine.
Oh, goodness me.
I tell you what, boys, this place looks like they make a mean plate of nachos.
I do like me some nachos.
A mean plate of nachos. Boy, that's a good-looking plate of nachos. Of course, you can't get it right now.
Somebody just said, hey, Chad, just gambling establishment in Nashville is another example of why we don't need John Rose so government can tell you what's good for you. That weed thing, I don't think he realized the weed thing and the frustration that people have. Even when we talk about it, we get a few people that will say, it's the gateway drug, or, so-and-so died and they started with weed. I bet you they started with alcohol, but we don't consider that a drug, right? We don't consider alcohol a drug, but I'll tell you what, way worse. And you're out of touch with what people are, the average person, just even the average person who may smoke once every 5 years at like a reunion, think it's ridiculous. Government's out of touch with a lot of stuff.
No.
Yeah, that's what I hear.
They're not.
That's what I hear.
Saying that alcohol is okay, but weed isn't, is the equivalent of saying we can't have hydrogen cars because they might blow up.
Yeah, that's
Or you might crash.
According to the oil companies.
Yeah.
Everything's always according to somebody else. Right? Like, hey, man, we figured out a way to power something with old grass, clippings. And they were like, that could cause an eruption and global warming, says the oil company. That's why when you ever watch any of those commercials paid for, for anything that's on a ballot, anybody that's any of the see who's paying for it. That's the most important thing. Because you'll find out paid for by, the Nevada against anybody else but them having gaming commission. Oil companies the same way. Everybody wants theirs. And they want to keep theirs. That's why capitalism is great, but crony capitalism is bad. Whenever you see these big businesses go to D.C. and they're going to talk about regulation, they love regulation. They do. Why? It makes it hard for the little guy to get in. It makes it absolutely hard. They're like, oh, you should totally regulate us. Oh, what? They're set up. They got everything you need. They got 50 lawyers on one floor, 100 lawyers on the other. They got the patent people over here. They got everything working for them. You starting out, yeah, good luck. Good luck. If you found something today, so let's say Ken goes home and on accident, on his way home, he thinks of something, goes inside, and magically comes up with something that could power everything we do, and it would cost a nickel a year for the entire country. Government would come in, figure a way to take it out. They would overregulate it, and they would make it so ridiculously expensive, and they control the hell out of it that wouldn't be worth it. That's government. That is government to a T. So I was telling the guys earlier, Cito? What was it?
Cito Puente.
Cito Pellegra.
I went and tried to find him.
I have too, man.
I can't find him anyway.
I can't either.
I don't think he's real at this point. Because I went, he didn't have a LinkedIn. He's got a Twitter, but the Twitter hasn't had any activity since March. I couldn't find anything at all. There's nothing out there. Even like the Facebook, there's like 20 Cito Puentes or whatever. You know, and I'm like, I don't know if it's real. I think somebody pulled our leg. I did. I think somebody pulled our leg. Because you look too, right?
I've looked all over the place.
Yeah.
I cannot find it.
Yeah, so it is.
I'll say, what is Cito Pellegra's political background? It is challenging to determine.
Yeah.
Can't find him.
When ChatGPT and Grok go, I have no Pato Banton, the reggae singer? No, Cito Pellegra. So, Cito, somebody said he got deported.
Marcia had him deported, is what they said.
Oh, my Lord. You know what, Marcia should have him run as the pro-weed candidate and basically just go after Rose. And then Rose should get somebody to go after whatever her, because I don't, again, 6 and 1 half, I want to know what her stance is on weed. And this is coming from a guy who's never smoked a joint in his life, who's never drank anything outside of my iced tea or my energy drinks. I am a teetotaler. I don't even like aspirin. And I will tell you this, I don't care if you do, but I would like to know what exactly your feeling is on it, because this is one of those things where we all know what the data says about weed. And governments like Fonzie can never say sorry. So after locking up half of America, especially in the urban areas, for, a dime bag of weed here and something like that, it's hard to go, we should totally legalize this. But we can't really. So we can half-ass it. We could turn the other way. So, yeah, I'd like to know what your stance is on this. Are you going to, I think it's a fair thing, especially even the medical side of stuff. As I got in here, some people that were, as we were joking about it earlier, Chris and I, some people were saying, guys, it's, this lots of vets, man. The vets like their weed because they went through a lot.
Yep. They
don't want to be on opioids. Oh, my Lord. He got deported.
Our listeners, man.
I know.
They're just as smart aleck as we are.
No doubt. The weed candidate will win. That should be somebody's only thing. I'm for weed. What else? That's it. Once I get that done, I'm done. I'm going to turn AI on it and let you guys go.
I'm high on you, Tennessee.
Oh, boy. You guys want to get a Tally? Be my running mate. He's the head of my campaign. You guys want to get high? Oh. Did you see South Park last night? Did you see anything from it?
No.
It was amazing. It was about, they went after.
Hold on a second.
Yeah?
We have to acknowledge this text. Me personally, I'm against weed legalization. Don't get me wrong. I love weed, but it would totally throw clog in the wheels of my side hustle.
What is what?
His side hustle. Oh.
That's one of the best texts we've gotten on this.
Well, you know what? I like that. That right there. That's a good. See, it's so tough out there. Even the side hustle. You know what? If you ever wanted to look about of anything, go look at Prohibition and how excited the mob was for Prohibition.
Oh, they loved it. They got rich off of it.
They loved it. The mob's power came from Prohibition. They thought it was the greatest thing in the world. They never wanted it to end because they knew, for the most part, outside of a few, big bust here and there, they weren't coming after the speakeasies. They weren't doing any of that stuff. So it was great for them. Yeah, so I can understand why his side hustle would be bummed. But I watched South Park. We're going to talk about this. They went after Kristi Noem. She kills dogs the whole time. Including the Superman's dog. It was spectacular. And Charlie Kirk, who, can I just say this? Kudos to Charlie. Charlie was gracious about it, thought it was hilarious, thought the fact that something he's been doing for 13 years and the way that they poked fun at him was hilarious. And, you kind of think, you get to that point in life where South Park or Saturday Night Live's doing something about you. You're like, you know what? I've kind of made it into, a little bit of the Americana, the fabric of the America. That's good. I like that. We got a bunch of stuff to get to today. We do. We need to get Martha on. I mean, not Martha, Marsha or Martha. I'm not bothered. We need to get Marsha on. Ask her just one question. How do you feel about weed? I'm not really for it. Thanks so much. Appreciate it. Next caller. John Rose. I know we'll get him on. He gave me his card yesterday. He's like, dude, if you need something, I got it.
Weed?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. That's why he wants it not legal. And we'll see if we can ever find this other guy that we think now is a mystery. A mystery, I say. A mystery indeed. Bunch of other stuff. Dude, that is hilarious. The radioactive wasp.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
I mean, now you got to worry about radioactive poisoning.
I know. What kind of Nile virus did you? Oh, well, let me tell you about it. I got the radiation Chernobyl version.
They sting you and you explode.
You know what? It's probably an experiment gone totally wrong. It is. Guys, do you remember that time that there were murder hornets? Yeah, those were pretty bad. That was right there when we had COVID. Now imagine this. Chernobyl wasp. What's this do for you? You get stung and then you die 3 days later, the most painful death ever. Yeah. Oh, goodness me. But I've got another nature will mess you up story that is spectacular. And you know what? Bison 1, man 0.
Yeah.
In a major way. Not even close. Not even close.
I can't wait to hear that, how that unfolded.
Poorly for him. And he paid to do it.
They seem so calm.
Yeah. Well, the guide said, no, he wasn't calm at all. And it wasn't even, it was the kind of thing where you're like, oh, this is going to be talked about on one of those shows. Absolutely. Talk about that. We've got, there's a new thing going on TikTok, Reels, the interwebs. As you know, we like to keep you guys abreast of all these things because it's a good thing. It is young men and women talking about the massive amount of debt that they're in when it comes to school. And it is crazy. It is crazy. And also what is going on with all of those loans, how much we as a nation are in trouble. And some of the statistics are insane. We got some redistricting stuff. Oh, by the way, Israel said, look, we're taking over Gaza, but don't worry, we're taking it over. So that's happening.
But we'll give it back after we get rid of Hamas.
As soon as we know that everybody's gone and we've killed everyone, and I mean Hamas, or everyone, we'll give it back. So we'll talk about that, a bunch of other stuff as well. If you missed any show, shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show, Super Talk 99.7.
Welcome to the team, recruits. I'm Kristi Noem, head of Homeland Security.
Oh, she seems nice. Okay, very pretty.
A few years ago, I had to put my puppy down by shooting it in the face. Because sometimes doing what's important means doing what's hard. Now we'll ask the same determination of you. Because detaining and questioning people is never easy.
Oh, God!
As the face of Homeland Security, I'll be leading the way. And together we'll make sure everyone is in this country legally. So let's get out there and get them, recruits. Together we can make it happen.
Oh, goodness.
At one part, man, this is the protesters say, there's no doubt in my mind that they're good people and that there are plenty of Mexicans and Hispanics, Latinos, or whatever in heaven. There is, and then they show Heaven's Gate, and the ICE cars are on the clouds, and they're raiding heaven, and they're saying if it's brown, it goes down.
Oh, my gosh.
It was brutal. It was. You know what?
Well, that's South Park.
It is. And what they do is they take satire and they put it out there because she did shoot her dog and she put it in a book. And her excuse was, well, the dog didn't really behave and we can't have farm dogs that don't behave or something like that. Whatever you don't, even if it was true, even if it was a man, you don't put that out there. That's not a good thing. Secondly, they take the absurd and a lot of times from pop culture and life and they turn it on its head and they keep people laughing at our leaders. That's the number one thing. Journalism's dead for the most part. Because of us, too, because we want entertainment with our journalists and we want to be affirmed, right? Like I don't want to go somewhere I could be challenged is what a lot of people think. So give me everything I want.
I like that. I like that policy.
Yeah, that's a policy that, so many people, that's what they want. Like, you better affirm my belief. Oh, I'm watching the right thing. So what South Park and comedians and everybody else does is they like to make fun of everything. Right? And you see what happens with if you go in just a single direction like Stephen Colbert does, what happens? Eventually, you crap the bed, you lose a bunch of money, and away you go. Or you become South Park and you get $500 million a year. And you take something and you hold the people in power accountable because being challenged is one thing. People don't like to be laughed at. They don't. Except for Charlie Kirk, who I thought, again, was hilarious when he was talking about it. Because he looked at it, and this is, if you're older, Trump hates it. Like Trump was on Fantasy Island, and J.D. Vance was Tattoo in this. And Trump hates, he gets all mad. But the younger generation thinks it's cool. It's funny.
Can't make fun of little people like that.
Yeah, it was. You got to be able to laugh. You do. And I like that there are people that were willing to challenge everybody. It's good. They challenged the hell out of Obama. They challenged the hell out of woke and crazy and COVID. People forget that. They only want them to make fun of the other side. No, you know what it is? It's comedy. And if it makes people laugh, that's what wins. That's the beauty. Comedy may be, of all the things, the most meritocracy-wise, the thing. Because if you're making people laugh, they're going to continue to come. They will. They will. Hollywood will try to hold up some ones who are politically correct or all the things that they want, but they never grow and have the power that the Chappelles or South Park does. All right, coming up. Talk a little Israel, some redistricting hilarity. And we're going to talk about the school college debt stuff because we've got people talking about it and they're upset and they're angry, but it shows you what's going on out there and why milestones of adults aren't being met compared to the 70s. Talk about that straight ahead. Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. So funny because you mentioned South Park and people are like, they don't make fun of the liberals. Are you kidding me? They made fun of woke, COVID, trans. Do you remember the trans thing?
Oh, yeah.
The principal is PC mayor. I mean, PC principal. Have you seen
his name?
That's his name. I mean, when he got his girlfriend or his wife or whatever, partner pregnant, they didn't want to name the kid. They were talking about all the They make fun of everybody. That's the beauty of it. And, I can always tell.
Remember when his girlfriend, strong woman, was competing in some athletics,
Yes.
and then a trans woman came in to compete against her, but it was just basically Randy Savage.
Yeah. He's like, I'm here. My name's Linda. Right? And he's just killing everybody. But they were trying to be PC about it, but at the same time, she was getting pissed. They do it all. So stop trying to go, well, what about this? Or what about it's not about your team. It's about humor. You may not like it, but it's hilarious. It is. It is. You guys enjoy it. Have fun. I'm telling you guys. Take a load off, kids. Take a load off. Relax. Nobody's keeping score. All right. Can you and I talk about the chaos and the craziness that goes on in the world, especially when it comes to the youth? So I did, first of all, I did a deep dive that was insane in trying to put stuff together. You guys have no idea sometimes how deep I go, how long it takes. My wife today said, what are you doing? I said, I'm working on college stuff, like I'm going to college. But the numbers are crazy comparatively to what they once were. So the baby boomers were the first to go to college. It was mostly men, the GI Bill. They all got to go to college, and it was pretty inexpensive. So 1970, to go to a school that was a state school, just a regular college, $394 a year, that equates to about $3,100 a year in today's bucks. Average median income was about 10 grand, which is about 77 in today's. It was 4% of your income. Gen Z, state school, about 11 a year, and median income is about 74,000. It's not like it's gone up a lot, but that's 14%. That's a state school. Now, a lot of people go to private school. You're going to lose your mind. 1970, 18% of your income went there. If you went to a private school, that's about $1,800, $14,000 in today's world. Today, $42,000 a year and 57% of your income to go to a private school on average. So think about that. That's insane. So the baby boomers started it. By the way, the only dip they ever had, as far as after the baby boomers had a big, like, we're all going to college, kind of thing. Gen X is like, not so much. So we didn't go as much. Then the millennials, highest rate of any enrollment whatsoever. Gen Z's behind them, and Gen Z and the millennials are not happy about it. Now, this lady is a young girl who is finding out how frustrating life is. And, when I went through this and I was going through it, a lot of people, like when you hear people say, well, I paid my way through school. Yeah, you did. I worked my way. What'd you do? I took out a summer job and I was able to pay for a lot of school throughout the year that way. Yeah, you're not taking out a summer job and paying for tuition. Yeah, it's not, unless you're an OnlyFans model. So this lady's she's lost it. And this is the new thing. These people go and debt bomb everywhere.
So as it turns out, the student loans that I've been paying $1,500 a month for 2 years have a 17% interest rate. So what I thought I've been paying off for all this time, I'm actually, I owe more than what I started off with. What the So Jeff Bezos, this would be a really cool time to Venmo me, bro. I owe $90,000 and I didn't even spend that much on school. Any rich person, please tap in. Kourtney Kardashian, you probably have 8 houses. I'm never going to be able to buy one because I went to college.
No, she's never going to be able to buy one because she did not pay attention to what she was agreeing to.
I don't think, and this is the thing that's ridiculous. The bloat that has come in college campuses is not professors. In fact, the growth of the admin is 7-1 from the administration to professors. It's the insane things that they've put all over campus to try to lure people there. It's not about books anymore and come get an education. It's about, hey, do you know we've got an ice cream fountain and it's free? You're like, really? We got a Starbucks? We got a this, we got a that. So that's one of the big things that they talk about. But I don't think the kids understand. First of all, if you and I today went and we were 17 and you go, hey, give me $100,000, I'm going to buy a sports car, they would laugh you out. Am I right? They would go, what the hell are you doing? They'd be like, no. But kids, they hand them this, and I don't think people really, you got to explain it to them. This is going to follow you around for the rest of your life. Know that you're never going to be able to get rid of this. And while she's overdramatic, and look, she's got $90,000 in debt, of which she said her school didn't even come close to that. Listen to what she's doing to make money.
I just signed up to be an egg donor. Guess what? Got approved. Who wants kids? I can't afford them, so start a bidding more. Just take them. What do you want? My left arm too? Like, what the am I supposed to do? I'm gonna be in debt for my whole life. How does that even make sense? I signed up for this when I was 17. Like, this should not be legal, bro. I got upset about it at work, and my coworker was like, don't you have, like, a rich relative who can pay that for you? No! My family's poor! Like, no! And the worst part is, bro, look where I am. Like, I can't go in because I can't spend money, but I just want to, like, be here because it makes me feel better.
She's at a mall, like looking at a Target and stuff.
Come on, honey. Get a grip.
So,
welcome to the real world.
But the thing is, you're not going to, like she said, I'm never going to, some of these people's loans that I was looking at, they're talking about, they're paying $1,800 a month, $2,200 a month.
I'm telling you, man, these kids going in have got to get smarter.
Yeah. Well, and it's also very predatory at this point.
Oh,
We throw these kids. It's not just the kids. Parents, weren't you saying, look, go to a JC, work your way through it, take some time here and there, but don't overdo it. And know this, if you're going to take out $100,000 loans, that's with you forever.
Yes.
You can never declare bankruptcy with this. You know what the new thing is? If you take 6 units, you don't have to pay your loans. So people are going back, enrolling in school, taking 6 units so they don't have to pay their loans because they're that desperate. Now, here's the scary part. This affects us too. Oh, yeah.
Very similar to the 2008 housing crisis, like a tidal wave that's coming. Because I'm like, okay, well, if all these kids are locked up in student loan debt and their parents are now like double strapped and their grandparents are tapped out too. One of the biggest groups that's taking out student loans is actually grandparents, because they've tapped the parents out, they've tapped the kids out, and they're going back for the grandparents. So you've got multiple loans and you got multiple generations mortgaged to these papers that have negative ROI for a lot of them. And we're completely unnecessary and we're taken out far too early.
Can you believe that? Grandparents and parents have chipped in, and that's eating them up. They've tapped them out. How do you expect it? And the milestone thing is important too, because the youth, and by youth, I mean young adults. I'm not talking about, people that are 18. I'm talking about the average person, it was like 50%, I think in 1970, that owned a house, was married, had hit milestones, had children. Now it's like 15% for any of those. For any of them. And, and while she was the extreme, and I'll play another one for you later, this lady who became a pharmacist, she's talking to us, she's, look, it's nobody's business to pay back my loans. And she's paying them off. She goes, I never admit, even during, COVID and stuff, I never stopped paying my loans. She goes, but I've been out of school for 12 years and I still owe $80,000. It's usury rates. It's insane. It is. And if we wonder why kids don't get married and kids are putting stuff off, it's because they've already come out with all the burden that adults used to have when they were 40. Money-wise, without any of the fun. And you know what? Here's the thing that's scary. At least, and this lady says it, really well. At least during the 2008 debacle, there was houses.
It is creating and is going to create a crisis of that 2008 recession, I believe, because you look at they have the slabs, the student loan asset-backed securities, which is exactly like the mortgage loan, like the mortgage crisis, where they had the tranches and they were all rated AAA. Did you know that?
So they're bundling those student loans and then selling those off?
Yeah. Yep. There's an entire securities market built on that. And the thing is, with the housing crisis, at least the mortgages, there was an asset to be seized, right? There was a house. Even if it was a worthless house, it was at least the house that the bank could seize. There's nothing. There's nothing backing these loans but labor. That's it. It's the labor of the people who took them out. So it's backed by nothing. There's nothing to seize except for the labor of the people, the earnings of the people who took the loans out. Because you'll see, like, Discover will sell like a bundle of loans, so people will pay like billions of dollars more than they're worth because they know, because the loans are bankruptcy exempt because of the Higher Education Act, that they can hunt those people to the ends of the earth and they're going to have to pay it. It's crazy and nobody sees it.
Well, they're going to. $1.7 trillion and growing every day.
That's student loan debt?
Student loan debt.
Yeah, that's
1.7 trillion with a T. That is, and yeah, you know, you got to pay back your debt. We all agree on that. But at some point in time, when does it become ridiculous?
Yeah, I mean, this is just an example, too. Parents have got to stay involved.
100%. Yeah.
Well, if you're stupid enough to sign a loan and not know, who signs a loan and doesn't know the interest rate?
Well, here's the thing. You know the interest rate, except for they go in, just like the tranches, they start selling them off to people. And then you're dealing with somebody else. And then all of a sudden it becomes, you know, people are trying to refinance. And the frustrating part is we're not telling these kids the truth about what's going to, and now they know it now. That's why Gen Z is really starting to move away from this. And I think schools are going to have a tough time in the future getting people into the schools the way that they used to, because they're going, it's not worth it. It's not worth this. Because they're already feeling like, well, you know what? I'm not going to own a house anyways. So why would I want to go into debt and be stressed out when I could just go get a job and be okay? And if you're not dating and you're not buying a home and you're not moving under the milestones, that means you're also not having kids, which means we're not reproducing, as we've talked about. It's not just about white women who are crazy.
And this also goes back to the very fact that when government subsidizes something, it naturally becomes more expensive. Yeah. Because if you're going to raise rates, because why would you not try to get a bigger piece of that pie?
100% right there. I mean, that's it. The minute you guaranteed everybody gets a loan, well, everybody's going to pay for it, and they have. And parents, grandparents, man, I tell you what, boys, crazy and deep. Coming up, we've got a little nature will mess you up. Oh, yeah, we do. And it's one for the ages, kids. That's all I'm going to tell you. It's Chad Benson, Super Talk 997. So, kids, nature does stuff sometimes. Yesterday, we reported where nature came in somebody's house and nature got killed.
Yes, sir.
A little different here.
Nature will mess you up.
Because it will. It will. Case in point, past Sunday, South Africa. An American, a wealthy guy, Asher Watkins, 52, hunting the Great Cape buffalo. This buffalo he was hunting, his nickname is Black Death. He weighs 1.34 tons.
Goodness.
He had a guy with him, a guide, and he paid to do this. They were stalking him. Guess what Black Death didn't want? To die. And he was irritated. He charged at him at 35 miles an hour and killed him instantly.
Wow. That's like getting hit by a bus.
With horns. Yeah. They said it's the most dangerous animal almost on land when hunting. Lions, tigers, a lot of that, they don't want to be seen. These don't care. They do not care. And this firm that you go there, because a lot of times when you go and hunt and everybody gets mad, you pay a lot of money. you get to go hunt some of these lions in the big game because as they need the money to keep up the game ward. And a lot of times some of these older animals, they can't reproduce anymore, but they won't let the young males help out. So they're willing to do this. But they say this on their site. The buffalo is the most dangerous animal to pursue in Africa.
Yeah.
It was for this guy.
What kind of buffalo again?
Cape buffalo.
Yeah,
Are you ready
Cape
for this?
Buffalo.
It is, on average, 1.5 tons and 11 feet long, 5.6 inches tall. And it's bone.
What? Wait a minute. What? 5.6 inches?
As far as the height. So as how tall it is and long, it's almost 11 feet long.
Oh, feet tall.
Yeah.
I mean 5 feet 6 inches.
Yeah, 5 feet 6.
Oh, okay.
So,
You said 5 inches, and I thought, boy, that is one hell of a buffalo.
well,
right
he's
there.
really strong. Just like you always say, he gets low, right? Gets leverage.
Well, I mean, have you guys seen those videos of water buffalo whenever a pride of lions tries to take one of their young?
Oh, yeah.
They mess those lions up, man.
Big time. Big time. Don't mess with the bull or buffalo. You may get the horns. Coming up, hour number 2 of the program. Who knows what we'll do, but I guarantee you it'll be fun. You missing the show? Shame on you. Grab the podcast. Chad Benson Show.
Shame.